Ahoy everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Veronica Lavery and today I'm gonna talk about the topic of tattoos because I have more than a few and this is not all the ink I have. So if you want to see the whole collection of ink on my body, stay till the end of the video and I'll show you the other pieces that are somewhere else. And no, it's not down there, but what a wonderful guess. And for the record, I am not gonna talk about the story how I got my tattoos and why I got my tattoos. I'm just gonna talk about the whole laser experience and why I decided to go tattoo free. Also, I'm not here to talk badly about people that have tattoos. I'm just here to share my own personal experience about how I got them lasered off, how the company scammed all of us, people that paid a lot of money to get them off but never did, and all these juicy stuff. At the end, it's just your body and your responsibility to take care of it, so I am not here to tell you what's good for you and what's not. For those of you that may know me just from YouTube videos, you may have noticed that sometimes they just do a little peekaboo and they show in the clothing I'm trying on and in the angles I'm showing into the camera. It's not my intention, but we only have two shoulders and I do have to show this shoulder as well, so I don't look like a handicapped person just going to the camera like this or like that. You know, even though this is not completely done and not completely lasered off, there's nothing I can do, and the only thing I could possibly do is just put makeup over it and try to mask it, but I have nothing to be ashamed of. This is a work in progress, and I know sometimes it can really ruin an outfit, especially if it's like a classy gown or a classy look. So I know sometimes the tattoos are just not looking the best. But what I wanted to say is that yes, you may have noticed that I do have tattoos on my body, more than a few, and more than a few colors in them as well. For other people that may have known my modeling work, you guys know that I've had these tattoos since I started modeling, which is back in full-time 2010, so it's been a while. However, I've also trained myself to somehow know my angles and know how not to really show them to the camera, because I personally was very against my tattoos right the first few months after I got them. So even though I didn't even finish the whole motif that I sort of picked up for myself, I somehow just stopped in this area. I'll show you in a little bit how it all looks like right now, but my whole plan was to cover my whole back and just connect the pieces that I have on my body and just make it like a very colorful, you know, canvas on my back basically. But I did stop at the right time, or maybe not the best right time, but still the right time enough for me to not have them super visible. When I stopped getting them the few months after I got my first one, I just regretted it so much and my mentality totally changed about it, and I just wish I never got them. So if we talk about regrets, which are one of the worst feelings you can have in life, this is one of mine, and like I said, there is more than a few on my body, so regret multiplied by I don't even know how many pieces I got. So altogether it's just like one connected big piece with some other ones which I'll show you later. So for my work personally, it's not been impossible to just hide them. There's always a way. For example, with the makeup I mentioned you can put over, it just takes time. Sometimes it can, I don't want to say damage your clothes, but you know, it leaves the stains on it. Sometimes it's just the hair that can hide it, or you just have to know how to pose and just be trained to work with the camera in your favor. Instead of talking about the whole story, why I got them, how I got them, I really don't want to get to it right now because the video would be super long. So let's get back in time into the 2013 when I first started lasering them off. I'll include some pictures in this video, maybe even some footage if I find it, from all my sessions because I try to record them, and it's so weird to look back on how bright my tattoos used to be. And if you're recording any process like that, maybe you're losing weight or you're getting rid of a scar, or you know, any kind of process that takes a long time, maybe even a few years like it takes for me. It's such a nice thing to just look back and compare. I am so proud of myself that I took the time and really recorded each of my sessions, and even seeing these little videos here and there, it helps me understand that it's really not work that you can have done like this, and especially with the wrong laser they used on me, even if the company is still in business, it would probably never be gone completely. So the company I'm talking about that was working on my tattoos because they filed for bankruptcy in 2017, and that's whole another chapter, but I'll get to it. So in 2013 I went to Dr. Tattoff, which was marketed as a celebrity laser treatment, you know, super effective new method. Everybody was going there. It was super busy, always hard to schedule, and they had locations all over Southern California, and back then I lived in LA, so I always went to the Beverly Hills office until the last treatment, which they were already closing their offices, and the only one was in Ventura. So I remember my last session, which altogether were 17 sessions. Yes, the number 17 may blow your mind, but this was after 17 sessions. I just wanted to mention that there were also in Arizona, in Texas, and I believe maybe even in some other states all over the country. So with that said, I felt like, they must be doing something good because they have so many locations all over the states, and why not to try them? So I put my money together, I pay upfront, and I paid $7,200 for the entire treatment. By entire treatment I mean at least 14 sessions, because they guaranteed me that if it takes more than 14 sessions for me to get rid of this junk, they would treat me for free. So basically I paid for 14 sessions in advance. I've been going there, or I was going there, my god, this English problem. I was going there since 2013 till 2017. I believe my last treatment was February 2017, or just an earlier in 2017. I don't know how many weeks in between the sessions I had, maybe every 8 weeks, but I don't want to lie because I don't remember. It just took a really long time between the sessions because your skin needs to heal and replenish, and you want to avoid any scarring. So I was really taking my time and just do as they told me. In each session the process was so different, because in the first, I believe 3 or 4, there was really no difference in sight. I didn't see anything different. I saw a little blistering later on, but I just felt like nothing is going on. And they were reassuring me the laser just needs time, yada yada yada, all that crap, and maybe it does, but now looking back at the pictures, it looks like the first few sessions they didn't even do anything. So now I'm thinking, where did the money go, really? Well, at the end it all just went down the drain, to be honest. And not just mine, but thousands of others, because so many people got scammed by this company when they filed for bankruptcy, or however they just even decided to close all these locations. I read some articles that people that worked for this company, such as the nurses and the staff, they only got a text or an email about not to go to work the next day because all of a sudden. And how do you think we all felt when we found out? Me, for example, I was scheduled for my appointment and there was just no company to be found. Doors were closed, no paper on the glass, just nothing. And when you try to reach them on the phone, it just tells you the same message over and over and over. They just really disappeared and nobody knows where the money is. I don't know in which process is the lawsuit right now, but it's already 2019. I never heard back, and I probably never will, because they do not by law owe me anything, because I really paid for the 14 sessions, which were guaranteed for me to get it out of my body, but they didn't. So the last few sessions I basically had for free, so I have in a way nothing to complain about. But this is not what I signed up for. I didn't know it's gonna take so long to get to this point, and I also thought that by now it would be completely gone. But that's the wishful thinking, and you never know how your body is truly gonna react. Every skin is different, every person is different, every ink is different, every ink color is different. There's just so many variations that can affect the whole healing process. Now let me show you some pictures so you can see how it really looked when I was starting getting it done. I'm gonna let this play, you guys can see it and kind of judge for yourself. I can maybe even include some modeling pictures so you can see how it looked early on in my work, and how I used to be an emo kid and the tattoos kind of went with my look. But once you mature and you kind of realize, what the hell did I do to my body, then, you know, the whole image kind of collapses and you gotta kind of start over and look more appropriate to your age and just to the image you want to portray. So enjoy this kind of view, and I'm just gonna keep on talking about the whole experience. So the laser, I have no idea what kind of laser this was that they used on my skin. I just know it burned like hell, and even though I never cried during a treatment, I was basically the champ in the office, as they told me multiple times, because I was sometimes just holding this squishy ball and really just you know, trying to suck it up But then I hear stories during the treatment how, oh my god, this guy just treated before you, he was crying, he couldn't handle it, he had to take breaks. Or this girl, she just couldn't take it, we had to ice her and do all of this, and she had to take a pain medication, yada yada yada. So I basically handled it pretty freaking well. We did use some numbing cream during my sessions, so I always arrived a little earlier, get the numbing done, and waited 30 minutes or so until it started working. But from what I remember, it really just worked on the top layer of the skin, even though the cooling area is supposed to make it go away and just make it more like a smooth process, which is used in the hair removal, which I'm doing right now, but it's a different kind of laser for the hair follicles and for the tattoos. Also, for the color of the ink is a totally different setting on the machine, so we always had to set it up differently, and each session was just more and more painful. If you can see in the pictures, it really looked hideous. Right after the procedure, it always started swelling. Maybe, you know, the first few sessions, as I mentioned, something is just bugging my nose. But after, I think, 4th or so session, it really started blistering, and my shoulder, I'm not kidding you, it just swelled up so much. I felt like I'm like a Hulk on this part of my body, and it just felt so hot and so uncomfortable. Basically like a big fever on this part of my arm. It was just so uncomfortable. And the blisters, of course, you cannot poke it, you cannot pick on it. The best is just to leave it alone. You follow the guidelines, you suck it up for a few days, and it's all good. Nevertheless, towards the later sessions, the shoulder really was starting to become super swollen, and the blisters were just gigantic. I sometimes couldn't even put the ice pack on it because I felt like it's gonna pop in no time. It was so just like inflated, like super just, if you poke it, it would just blast with some nastiness inside. So I always left it alone. I was a good girl in that sense, and I just let it heal. The only good thing about this whole procedure is that I did not have any scarring, which is fantastic, because I hear stories where the doctors not only don't remove it, but they also scar them for life with the scar and scar them for life with the whole procedure, because it's not a walk on clouds. This is very shocking procedure for your body, having all the heat in your body and the laser penetrating all the layers of your skin just to pick up the stupid ink. It's just no fun, let me tell you. I usually had them start on the most painful part, which for me was close to my clavicle. My tattoo started right here. It was all the way behind my neck, and then the side of my shoulder blade here, or what do you call it, shoulder blade? And it just went down here towards the side. Yes, the most painful part was the top of my clavicle, because the closer to the bone or just on the top of the bone, it was just unbelievably painful. And of course then sections such as the armpit here, because the skin is so thin, and again you can feel everything. Now looking back at this procedure, whenever I'm getting my hair removal done, I just think, oh my god, this has nothing to do with the pain I've been through. This is just so easy and so quick. How did you like the pictures? Hideous, huh? Yes, the whole pattern that I picked on my body, first of all, was hideous, and then the whole process was even more hideous, and then the healing process was extra hideous, and now I have a hideous thing on my body. After what happened in 2017 and how I found out that they closed their offices all over the country, I was super discouraged, and I just didn't even look for another doctor. Although I did talk to some people, they were referring me to some dermatologists and some other people that I could maybe try out, but they would mean more. And since I spent so much money on the tattoo removal before that, I just felt like, you know what, I don't even want to do this anymore. Who knows if they're gonna do the same thing to me and just promise me things and never deliver. So since 2017, I just let my body rest. I focus on other things. I kind of forget about it most of the time. But how can you forget about something you see every day? Hard thing to do. So shame on you, Dr. Tattoff. I don't even know who's the head of the company, but for what they did to all their customers and how much they were just telling everybody how good they are and what they can do. This is such a knife in the back kind of situation, because we, the clients, put this company to the top, and how can a company all of a sudden just do this to all these people that paid a lot of money in advance and without any notification or any warning just disappear like that? That's really not cool, and I really hope it's gonna bite them in the ass and something's gonna happen sooner than later. For people that may be looking to get their laser done and get their tattoos removed, please do a good research. Even though I made a really good deep research on this company, I never knew in a million years this can even happen. I didn't know they can close just like that and just disappear from the face of the earth. And I would also suggest maybe do not pay in advance, especially after what just happened with this company. And I cannot even imagine losing thousands of dollars, even though I basically did, but it could have been worse. So please do your research, and if you're not happy with your ink, a lot of people tell me, oh, just cover it with something else and make it look pretty. You're missing the point, woman or man, just whoever told me this many times. I just cannot even wrap my head around it. Why would I want more ink when the whole point of getting this done is not to have any ink on my body at all? So no, that option is out of the window. If you or anybody went through the same experience or very similar, please let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna be also sharing with you my story, how I got my tattoos, and if you want to see it, you're gonna see it on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this whole story. It's not really a story, it's more just like sharing what this piece of crap really is and what has been going on, because many people don't know, and some people even ask me, is this new? Did you just get it done? Did you want it so light? I'm just like, those are the kind of questions where I just want to roll my eyes out of my head because it's so annoying. And if they knew what kind of process I had to go through, they would never ask me such a question. So I understand it can be kind of confusing because you don't know, but clearly it doesn't look like I just got it done. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and as I mentioned before, don't forget to subscribe, because this channel is gonna feature a lot more of these videos about my tattoos and the whole journey. And if you want to hear the story of how I got them, why I got them, what was the whole idea in my head about it, keep on checking out my channel, because that video is coming out soon. And now let me just show you the tattoos I have right now. The moment you guys been waiting for is this one. Yes, the cupcake. Nasty. And yeah, I think I need to put the camera down for this one, but it is this one. And that's an ice cream cone. So that one and the cupcake I never even got lasered off, because I figured it's not visible, you know, it's gonna cost me just more money to do that, so I didn't even bother. I hope I'm gonna get to laser all of them off, because it's really not something that I like on my body, and I just wish I never even got it done. And these are the magical ones that are still here among us. So this is basically 2 years after. And the bow here. You know, the tattoos that actually disappeared on my body from the whole laser were the outlines of my popsicles, which were just black outlines right there. I'm sure you saw it in those pictures. And then also, what did I have here? Oh, like a piece of a cheesecake. It was also just an outline, and it was also just in black ink, so that went away. But everything else, it's still here, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it didn't scar you for life, but if it did, then maybe it's a good thing, because then you can maybe reconsider how much you really want your tattoos, or if it's really worth for you to try to laser them off. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.